Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. So in this video, I wanted to do a recap of the announcement that came out early this morning. I actually received the message at 4:30 a.m. my time of the very first announcement of that Dish would pursue a networking deal with AT&T. Now, I want to make this clear. Since that video, there's more information out there, but I want to make this very clear. There is positives to this deal for both AT&T and Dish. This is not one-sided, as I've seen someone say. This is not a one-sided deal. Dish is going to now have access to a bigger network. What does that mean in return? It allows them for bigger retail distribution where their satellite customer exists. So they can now offer wireless services and bundle that with the satellite side of the business. So that'll help them. T-Mobile just wasn't going to solve that problem for them. So they were going to have to, regardless, and I said that in the video this morning, regardless of the T-Mobile deal, Dish was going to have to look for another partner, an MNO partner that had a bigger network, so they could get roaming going outside of T-Mobile's footprint. And that was likely going to cost Dish more money. So Dish already sees T-Mobile as anti-competitive, and they're using that against them. So they said, screw it. We're just going to go with AT&T. They've likely been working on this deal for many, many months now, and it's going to benefit both sides. AT&T is going to gain yearly revenue of about $500 million. They're going to have access to Dish Network's spectral portfolio, which is going to boost them to a whole nother level. Speeds are going to get faster for AT&T to support its customers and, of course, the Dish customer that's going to be on the network. And that's Boost Mobile, Ting, Republic Wireless. All of those brands will be using AT&T's network going forward. So the deal is structured as in it will be a $5 billion sum that Dish is going to pay out, or up to, it could be potentially more. And that'll be, the deal is set for 10 years. Now, that's 3 more years than the deal they had set with T-Mobile. The T-Mobile deal was for 7 years. This AT&T deal seems to be for 10 years. That's 3 more years of time for Dish to build their network. They have to reach 70% of the population by 2025 per the FCC agreement. They could get there. I think that's very possible. But on a larger scale, to compete nationally, Dish just won't be there. They'll have to have a huge amounts more investments beyond what they're spending to get that national footprint. So how do they achieve it outside of that 70%? They'll have to continue a roaming agreement, likely with AT&T. Now in the future, Charlie looks at this as a win-win for him. He wants to merge Dish Network's satellite business with DirecTV. He's now in bed with AT&T, so there could be a future merger coming. He had that vision for a very long time now, and this kind of helps both companies in a way. AT&T is going to reap the benefits of the yearly cash flow coming in, which they can then reuse for fiber or their own network, and then the additional spectrum portfolio that Dish brings to the table. And no, it's not 600 megahertz. AT&T would have to invest to deploy new equipment for that. It's likely not going to be the 850 megahertz band 26. It's going to be the mid band. It's going to be the AWS-4, maybe even the CBRS. Who knows? They'll be using that for the time being while Dish gets their network built out. So again, this is a very smart move by Charlie. He seems to be making a lot of noise for not owning his own network. Some have been quoted saying this is like a soap opera, but the villain, the bad guy, is going to be T-Mobile. They're losing out on billions of dollars. This was billions of dollars of revenue that they could have taken in. The TracFone deal is going to hurt them too. A part of their network is also on TracFone. If Verizon closes that deal, that's another few $1 billion that they're going to lose out on. So that's why the stock has been down today, the worst in 5 months. And it was just a bad deal on T-Mobile side. I think Mike Sievert should have put his pride to the side, and they should have said, look, we're going to extend the CDMA network to the end of 22. We'll help you with the phone subsidies, which AT&T seems to be willing to help with that. And I think the partnership could have moved along just fine. It would have helped T-Mobile. They could have continued leasing that 600 megahertz spectrum to boost those holdings. Dish will likely terminate that agreement now. So this is just all around a big negative for T-Mobile. And Charlie had a feeling, based on previous dealings with T-Mobile, that this partnership just wasn't going to work out. And they haven't even gotten started in the postpaid space yet. They haven't even gotten that off the ground. And that already lets you know that they didn't want to feel the need to have to negotiate back and forth with T-Mobile on, priority for postpaid and all that going forward. So it seems like T-Mobile is out, AT&T is in. We don't know the finer details, so we will have to wait for that. I think I'm hearing that by the end of the year, migrations will start happening. Apparently, migrations have been ongoing to AT&T's network for a few weeks now, at least via the SIM card for the phones that are capable. So it'll be very interesting. And I do think that AT&T had to agree to help with the subsidies because AT&T also does not operate a CDMA network. They're GSM based until February 2022. And then, HSPA will be shut off and their 2G network is already shut off. So there's lots of stuff going on right now. Dish, I think, made a very big chess move in this case. Bigger network that has better assets. It will allow them to push their retail distribution out into rural America where they serve their satellite customers for TV. And they could potentially create a bundle. And that could, in return, also help AT&T. In some of these areas, AT&T may have their internet deployed. And they could bundle the internet with AT&T and then wireless and TV with Dish. Who knows? Well, I'm sure we'll get the finer details later on in the week or maybe next week. But this is just my recap. Just wanted to let you guys know. I think this was a big deal by Dish. And especially since Dish is in the middle of their 5G early on in the 5G rollout, and T-Mobile saying that they're just going to shut off the network early next year, that made Dish feel like it was an anti-competitive environment on the partnership. And it seems Charlie rather not deal with that and move away and create a deal with somebody else. And he did just that. So if you have been on the channel or you're new to the channel and you have not yet liked, share, subscribe, make sure you do so. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when I do upload content. Make sure to follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.